know that my husband is here, and he is so not, yeah. Did you see him attempt to clap with everybody else?
I did.
He's like, I believe in solo exercise. I don't know. I'm trying, we're going to be supportive, but I don't know about this.
You've gotten a lot better in the last 10 years of that, by the way.
I have to say, we saw each other backstage for the first time ever in makeup and walked right by each other. We did not realize who we were without a SoulCycle t-shirt on and no makeup on.
And I also don't really recognize these people with their clothes on either.
I know.
Like,
you all look so fully dressed, and congratulations. I'm proud of you. So thank you for writing this book, and thank you for asking me to come here and talk to you, because I've been dying to get into your mind for 10 years.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, we started our relationship together. I assume the way most people did. I took your class. I was in that dark room on West 72nd Street. Remember, it used to smell like onions from the juice shop?
Yes, it did.
Do you remember that?
That or like wheatgrass and really like pungent grass.
Yes, pungent grass, and then sometimes, oddly, urine. Right? Do you remember when the urine smell came?
Well, the bathroom was like backed up to the studio door, so you could like, you know, anyway. Yeah,
but so you've changed my life, and in immeasurable ways. And I just want to talk to you about a couple of things. We'll get into the book in a second. I have this disorder that you describe in the book that I suspect a lot of people have out here in the audience. It's called adult onset athleticism.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody has that, I hope.
And on behalf of a person that was never on a sports team, because my whole life I wanted to do sports, I was never a part of a team, and I finally feel like I'm a part of a team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's really one of the reasons why I wrote this book, was that I wanted to try to express how it's important for people to feel like they're part of a team. You know, I grew up in sports, and I played high school basketball, and from the time I was 8 years old, I ran track and soccer and everything, and I always had that foundation of team sports. And I found over the last 20 years that there were a lot of people that were nurtured on the cerebral side of their head. Maybe that's a New York thing. But I found that if I could teach people how to tap into their inner athlete and nurture it as an adult. Like, if you were never part of a team, raise your hand. If you never played sports at all. Okay, and raise your hand if you did play sports. Okay, so see, there's like this, I would say.
Everybody raised their hand.
I would say, so.
I really feel bad for myself right now.
I would say, like, there's that 20% niche. There's that 20% niche of people that did not play sports, and those are the people that I feel like I can really reach.
Yeah.
And those are the people that, in their 40s and 50s and 60s. Isabel, where are you? Where's Isabel? There's Isabel. Isabel, how old are you today?
I'll be 78.
Hi, Isabel. By the way, I bumped into Isabel on the street not too long ago, and she was wearing full makeup and out on the street and not in her SoulCycle outfit, and I didn't recognize her either. I was like, Isabel, you are so gorgeous.
Right. So Isabel, at 72, caught the AOA.
Yeah.
The adult onset athleticism.
Yeah.
She became an athlete later in life.
Yeah, she did. But she's good at it. She takes doubles. She's like, I always double on a Saturday. Because I show up, you know, I'm exhausted from the week. I show up, I take my one class, I pat myself on the back. I'm very proud of myself. And Isabel will go, you're not staying for two?
This is my favorite. Isabel, I'm sorry to make you the subject of tonight's topic, but Isabel is like, sometimes I'll be like, look, you don't want to be shown up right now by a 76-year-old.
Right.
So best you be pushing a little bit harder if you're in your 40s and the 70-year-old is pushing harder than you are.
And meanwhile, Isabel's like perfect position. I'm sorry, this is my good posture. Perfect posture. And I'm, you know, sweating out of my eyes, which some people call crying, but I'm sweating out of my eyes. And Isabel's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm gonna make it. It's okay. I'll be fine."
Yeah, I mean, that's...
So take us through your journey, though. I really am curious how you began your career in fitness, because I think about, if you look out here, this is like a thumbprint of the impact you've had in the fitness community, because not everybody can get here on this night in the city, and you know. So take us through your beginning.
Okay. Ironically, my fitness career started at a Y, which is so cool because here I am at this juncture of my career, and I'm at a Y, sitting here with you talking about my fitness career, which started at the Y. I used to run after-school programs at a YMCA in San Luis Obispo, which this is all in the book, so I don't want to give too much away without you reading it. But one day, the abs teacher didn't show up, and 20 of the mommies in there, as you guys well know, imagine I'm outside with your children, and you're inside needing your workout, and they're like, "Go get my camp counselor right now. She can teach us the abs."
Yeah, she has good abs.
They literally came onto the field, and they're like, "Stacey, yeah, we kind of need you in the gym." And I'm like, "What happened?" And they're like, "Nothing, but you know, Becky didn't show up today, and can you just teach an abs class?" Because I was always working out. I was 18 years old. I was always like this in the gym, you know, always doing these ab workouts.
Yeah.
And so that's really when I got my first taste of training. So I actually put the needle on the record of the record player.
There was something called records. And then it went to an 8-track, which looked like a big square robot. And then cassette tapes came, and you could walk with them down the street. And then they made them into CDs. And then you could download music, and now we're back to records, which is so full circle.
It is full circle.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing, speaking of the music part, not to get sidetracked, but it used to take me almost 3 hours to make one 45-minute class.
Wow.
Because I had to line up my CDs, then I had to, maybe if my 5-disc changer was working that day, I had to program each song. I'd be like, I had a sticky note on each thing. Track 5, album 1, track 8, album 2, track 7, album 3, track 5, can't play track 5 because it has bad language in it, skip that. 3 hours for one 45-minute class. Then it took me 40 minutes to drive there and 40 minutes to drive home to teach my one class at Sports Club, LA.
Wow.
But I had to teach there because Marky Mark would stand there and watch.
You mean like of the Funky Bunch?
Yeah.
No kidding.
And I'd be like, I thought we were friends. You know, I'd be like, "Hi, I'm teaching. Okay, everybody, let's go." And so it's a 8-hour commitment for one 45-minute class.
That's
and I
crazy.
think I might have made $40, but it cost me $20 in gas to get there and back. But I didn't care because I was friends with Marky Mark. It's true.
Did you ever get him in class?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. But Diane Cannon was there.
Oh. That's even more
And you know,
exciting to me, I have to say.
Cannon, wait, Lily, you met Diane Cannon when you were 7 years old. Remember at the gym at Equinox in LA? And I was like, "Diane, this is Lily." And she's like, "Oh, bless your soul." She's still working out. You know Diane Cannon?
Yeah.
Y'all are too young to know Diane Cannon.
There's not enough people that know Diane Cannon in this room. You go watch that Willie Nelson movie. You'll Google it. Google it. Yeah, so anyway, so from there, you had a sort of a journey. I mean, your life wasn't so easy. You weren't you had this very fit exterior.
Right.
But it was masking sort of in things that were going on internally that didn't match the outside.
Yeah, so what happened was I moved to Hollywood, and I just got really caught up in the whole Hollywood scene, which was, you know, you teach, and all these celebrities take your class, and then they invite you to a party, and then you go to a party, and then there's drugs, and then there's alcohol, and it's fun, and it's exciting. And I just got caught up in this treadmill of thinking my life was going so awesome because I was here and I was at this party in the hills and I was there and I was in this magazine. And it just was a total facade. And I mean, honestly, like, I thought I looked so amazing and I thought life was just great. I was in TV, I was doing all these things, but really I was masking and numbing myself because I had focus issues and I had painful childhood issues, and I didn't realize that I was self-medicating. And so I had this breakthrough when my friend committed suicide, which all this is in the book. I won't go into too much detail about that. But as soon as that happened, I realized I needed to make a total switch. I needed to, like, pull my shit together.
That was the moment that you said, okay, if I don't get it together now, I could go down this dark road.
Yeah. And then there's those moments in the book, and I wanted to save those so that you can read those. And now that we know each other, you can have my voice in your head while you read the book. And then I went to New York with some friends in the summer of 2005, and I taught this amazing class, met this amazing network of New York people. And you know what? It really was like, New York is so special, and I had wanted to live in New York City, I mean, I think my whole life, but especially then, I was just like, get me out of Los Angeles. And New York was just like calling me. It was like a magnet. And so I moved to New York.
We're glad you did, by the way. It's very funny. I don't know if anybody here, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people do. You go to LA, at the SoulCycle in LA. Anybody here go to, like, any of the SoulCycles in LA? Yeah?
Bueller?
And it's, when you walk in, and I always, you know, like, I'll wear, because I'm such a New Yorker that I wear my SoulCycle shirt that says East 83rd Street. And I'm not kidding, there's a murmuring. She takes Stacey's class. Go ask, you ask her. No, I'm not gonna ask, you ask her. And then I'm like, fine, David Beckham, what do you want? And he's like, do you take Stacey's class? No, but that is the number one question I get asked when I go there, when I go to California or anywhere in the Hollywood area. Do you take Stacey? I've always wanted to take her class. What's it like? Tell me what it's like. And I think there are rumors that unicorns fly around in the room, and people tell me stories about what they think goes on in class. And beside it being the best, you know, it's not just a great physical experience. It's an emotional experience. It gives you what you need mentally and spiritually and physically, and it's all of that stuff that I would have, 15 years ago, rolled my eyes at hearing. So when you have people in the classroom that are newcomers and they come in and they are in that roll their eyes mindset, how do you flip their frame of thinking?
You mean, how do I handle this?
Yeah, that, yeah. That.
I smile. And I have to not focus on that one person because there are 72 other people that are just like,
yeah.
And that person may be going through something really deep, and I can't always assume that we're on the same page, and I respect that person for that moment. And afterwards, I'll be like, I just want to make sure you're okay, like, because this is like a sanctuary for you to be able to express and let go. And my philosophy is, when you're in that room, you kind of have to go a little bit crazy. Because if you don't go crazy somewhere, you're going to go crazy in a place you shouldn't.
Right.
So I kind of feel like if we're all going crazy at the same time in the same place, and then we bring it home in the end and we like pull it together,
yeah.
I feel like the community becomes a better place to live.
I also will say I like how you send people out of the room, because you get it to a certain level. everybody here knows, you bring it up to a certain level, and you're really good at reading the room and taking it up at the right time and bringing it down, and I think that's like a DJ thing. I think you learned that from being a DJ.
It's possible.
Right?
Yeah.
But when you send us out, you always tell us, not everybody is where you are right now.
Yeah.
Right, so take...
Right.
Right?
It's true. I will raise your hand if you've never taken my class before. Ooh,
What
wow,
the heck?
Wow. Okay, we need to open at the 92nd Street
It's
Y.
like you're waitlisted. You've been waitlisted,
Wait.
right? These are waitlisted. That's all right, you'll get in. You'll get in. I was waitlisted for like 7 months, I swear. You'll get in.
So
You're gonna remember it, and you gotta buy a book though, and then you get off the...
What was your question again?
My question was like, tell everybody how you bring everybody down.
Oh, right.
Make them understand that not everybody is where they are.
Because your serotonin levels, when you're in there for 45 minutes, you're jacked up. I mean, when you're about ready to leave, your heart's beating still, you have high levels of serotonin, dopamine, epinephrine, adrenaline, and you're full of yourself. You're like... And the first thing you do is go to your phone.
Yeah.
Really? Well, that's not how I feel. I feel freaking great. So I tell everybody, take a beat, send a draft. Draft it up, look at it a couple hours later, and go back in there like, ooh, I'm glad I drafted.
Yeah. Also, don't respond to Instagram comments after class. You can ask me about it later. It's really a bad idea because you get so, and you talk about how, I really have worked things out on the bike.
Yeah.
I've had great moments of clarity.
Yeah.
Only on the bike.
Right.
I sometimes think if only I could ride this bike into the room when I need it,
It's a thing. And the thing with the bike and the room is that there's really no other place in your life where you can be in a space and be in movement and not have to pay attention. You don't have to pay attention to traffic. You don't have to pay attention in front of you, behind you. You're not going to run into anyone. You're not going to fall off your bike and hit the person next to you. You're not like in a step class where you go the wrong way and you're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You don't do the wrong step. Like, you are in the zone. And when you close your eyes and you have all this brain activity, your levels are so high. And when you focus and you have your eyes closed and you start to dump your mental thoughts on the canvas that you're creating for yourself, and you're just like, you have your intention there and your focus and your body's moving, it's magic. It becomes a magic carpet. You can take yourself anywhere you want. Then when you leave, you put those thoughts into action, and that's what this book has in it, is that how do you take your fitness person and turn that energy into your life strength? That's why we came up with that title. Where are you, Henry? Okay? So that's the point of the whole. It's
actually, I would say, a manual as to how to do that.
Yes.
Because I'm not somebody, and you were very funny, you're like, I wasn't somebody that learned things from books.
Right.
I'm not somebody that learns things from maps. Maps confuse me. I don't find them helpful, but this is somehow a guide map that helps me.
Yeah.
I can
It's
understand.
a workbook.
It's a workbook. It
Right.
really is. You say something in class a lot, and I'm curious if it's because you see a look on somebody's face, or if you notice something, you will say, careful what you're thinking about right now.
Right.
You always say that when when everybody's sort of in the meditative state and they're doing their own thing, you're like, and I swear, and probably everybody else has the same thought, I always think you're talking to me.
It's funny, I feel like now, since we've had this talk and this moment and you've read my book, no one's gonna look at me anymore. They'll be like, I don't have ESP, but I have studied human behavior. For 22 years I've been in that room. I can tell by the way someone has their towel. I can tell by the way you put your water in your water bottle. I can tell when you bring all your things in the room that you're very protective. I can tell by the way your shoes are pointed backwards or forwards or on top of each other. I can tell if there's stuff hanging off your pockets. I can tell if there's your tag sticking out. Like, there's so many traits that you expose yourself to just by being you on the bike. It's like a Turkish tea leaf.
Yeah.
That bike.
Yeah.
You know, like the woman who reads the coffee grinds? You know, you drink your coffee and she can like read the coffee grinds?
Yeah.
I'm that woman.
You are. Do you know how I know that? Can I reenact you?
Sure.
The day after the 4th of July every year in the Hamptons?
Sure.
Okay. Ready? Now, some of you will understand this, and those of you on the wait list, I apologize. So it's the day after the 4th of July. And Stacey comes in and goes, okay. I don't know what you all did last night, but we're gonna work it out right now. I was home at 9:30. I went to bed. I know that most of you did not do that, and it's gonna be okay, because we're gonna work it all out. And then as the class progresses,
That's
you're like,
a really good
yeah,
impression.
that's good,
guys.
right? Right? And then we do the first song. She's like, that's one glass of rosé gone. It's gone.
So
Right?
true. I'm so glad you guys are paying attention.
Oh, I mean, some people would say I pay attention to almost nothing else.
Oh my
At
God.
this point. So I love the Staceyisms in the class, don't you? The phrases. I mean, you just said it, the Turkish tea leaf. You're the Turkish tea leaf. But there are so many. You've said so many. I use them. I use your quotes all the time on my show.
Say your favorite one.
Oh, my favorite one is when Stacey says, women over 40, gravity is trying to suck the back of your arm into the center of the universe. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, yes, it is.
Then everybody goes like this.
Yeah. Everybody repositions themselves every time you say that.
There's some good ones. You know,
Yeah.
it's not, I want you to know that I'm not sitting at home with my notepad like Jimmy Fallon and his thank you notes.
It just comes out.
They just come out. Like, no one remembers normal. Mm-hmm. That is like one of my biggest feelings of who we are in that room, because no one really remembers normal. They really don't. And I tell everybody, look, you could call me crazy, wild, I don't know about her. I don't care what you call me, as long as you keep coming back. Because if I take the crazy hit for you in there and I'm getting your ass up off of that bike seat and you are feeling good and exuberant and effervescent about yourself, I don't care what you call me. We have the kind of relationship where, like, I'm going to pull out of you your best version of who you are by training you. I don't believe in shaming. I don't believe in being mean to students. I don't believe in calling people out and being like, what's wrong with the way you're riding right now? Like, that is not my vibe. So if you've never been to my class, we will never have that relationship. I will be in your face like, yeah, 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 yeah. What, hey, hey. Now do you want to come?
How do you come up with all of the clever nicknames you have for people? You have great nicknames for people. And some people, I don't know their real name. So I'm in Cinderella and I'm like, hey, sexy grandma. And, you know, and it's that knowing, hey, KR.
Yeah. Wait, where's White Lightning? She here? White Lightning? Sexy grandma? All right, clearly I'm not shouting those people out again. I'm kidding. Totally kidding. No, but there's also like other things I'll say, like, Charge it hard like your Amex card.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pay it off in pedal strokes, baby. And now, we're actually about, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. We're about to launch a thing with American Express Platinum where you can pay it off in pedal strokes because you're going to get double points for going to SoulCycle.
Oh my God.
Another.
Did Consuelos just sign up for a SoulCycle?
This is another thing in the book about manifesting, foreshadowing, putting out into the universe what you want, saying it over and over until it actually shows up in your life. I've been saying, charge it hard like your Amex card, pay it off in pedal strokes for 20 years. Finally, the Amex Platinum people,
They heard you.
hear me.
They heard you. They get you.
It's the same thing, like I'll always play something in class, like a song, and I'll be like, if you know Madonna, you bring her to me.
Yes. Yeah.
Guess how long I've been saying that? 20 years. Guess how long it took to get her there? 20 years.
Yeah.
Madonna, are you here?
Madonna, please stand up now and be
She might
acknowledged. Just be acknowledged. Do you have a nickname for Madonna?
M.
Oh, M. Okay. Yeah, that. No.
It's not my
That's a good-
personal nickname for her.
That's a good one.
It's just her nickname.
But do you give her a shout out in class?
Do I?
Oh.
Nice
I
job, M! No.
It'd be funny though if you were like, I feel like you're phoning it in. Try harder.
It's surreal. It's surreal, those moments when I think about moments in my life that I want to have happen, and I do my visualizations in my own way, in my own special way, in my office, my meditations, my mantras. And one day I was in the room doing a private, just me, like 3:30 in the afternoon, music playing. It's me, Madonna, and Craig, her trainer. And we're just kind of moving, and I'm looking over, and we're doing our thing. And I like scoot her hips back and move her hand over, and I'm like, hang on a second. Stacey, you're training Madonna. Just sit in it for a second.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm training her.
I don't know.
I think I remember texting Kelly and saying,
Yeah.
Hey, KR.
Yeah, hey, KR. She's like, hey, KR, M's in the class. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm like, all I can see is us training at her house later, doing Tracy Anderson together.
I showed it to my daughter. I'm like, I don't understand what this means. She's like that. She's talking to you. You're KR, and M is Madonna, and everybody knows that.
And for like the longest time, I actually had in my phone KR's number, but it was Lola.
Oh, yeah.
So like for 2 summers in a row, I would be texting what I thought was Kelly, but it was really Lola.
It happens a lot. People get us confused a lot. I've received some of her texts, and they are,
Oh, well.
we won't get into that. There's not enough hours tonight. Did you ever have a hard time with a student or a person in class, like somebody that just you could not reach? Have you ever turned somebody away and said, this isn't for you? The energy is changing the dynamic in the room. And is that person here?
I'm scanning before I say. You know what, actually that's really never happened. Maybe once in 11 years that's happened where I was just like not connecting, but that's not my issue. Because I connect with everyone, even if it's someone who's struggling. Like I feel your struggle and I want to help you with your struggle. That would never stop me. You know, if someone's, and I get this a lot.
Yeah.
And then they look at my hair. And then they look all the way down. And they go. And then they go in. But like that doesn't bother me because I know it's a lot to soak in.
Yeah. How did you get to be such a good dancer? That's what I want. You're like an amazing dancer. I don't know if anybody pays attention, but you know when you're like everybody close your eyes. I sometimes keep one eye open. Because I'm not naturally athletic, so if I don't keep my eyes open, I will get to the wrong foot.
Are you trying to steal my dance moves?
I'm just saying, sometimes you're an amazing dancer.
Thank you. I mean, I just think my mom must have danced in the womb because she's a great dancer.
No kidding.
And my dad was a great dancer.
Really?
Yeah, they have a lot of rhythm. But, you know, I just love music.
Yeah.
And I don't have any hindrances. The funny thing, though, is, I'll tell you a secret, because I don't really expose my secrets. Well, I guess I do.
I was saying, yeah, you do.
I cannot remember past maybe 3 or 4 dance moves. Like if I go to dance class and I'm like, okay, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and mark and foop and da and da. I'm like, okay, and 1 and Like my brain does not. I don't have that type of brain.
So you just make it up on the fly?
My dance moves, yes. But if I go to dance class, like if I was to ever go to one of those dance classes, I would go way in the back and I would most likely be against the wall. Because I just can't follow. You know, I can lead, but I can't follow.
No kidding.
No, I can't.
I can't lead, but I can follow.
That's why we're a great pair.
You remember the day you put me, Stacey put me on the instructor bike. It was a packed class. I was on the waiting list, and I think maybe I cried, and they were like, look, we gotta put her somewhere. She seems desperate even for her. So you were like, you'll ride the instructor bike, and I said, I don't think I'll be good at it. You'll be great at it. Everybody rides the instructor bike eventually. You'll be great. And do you remember?
I do.
Pulled me down halfway through. She's like, okay, you can come down now.
You
okay.
down.
Yeah, you were like, you'll switch.
KR down,
yeah.
M up.
Yeah, you switched. You switched me up because I was struggling. I think it's way harder up there.
Well, it's hot in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
It's a barn. It's a potato barn.
It's a potato barn. Yeah. Do you remember the day? I don't know if you're here. It was a holiday weekend. It was really intense, and I'm not sure if you're here. If you're the lady that ran over all the bamboo trees with the car.
That's the day we nicknamed the parking lot the Harry Potter parking lot.
Yeah. She ran over the trees and then backed up and then tried to pick them up, and they were, broken and obviously ruined. And then she just balanced them against each other and ran into class and hooked in, and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, she needs to take class.
She did.
You're probably here, and I just want you to know, it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Ever. Like, I say this with admiration. That was commitment to not being late for class.
I should do maybe a crazy tell-all SoulCycle book next. I don't know. But, the reason why I wrote this book is because all this stuff we're talking about, class, and all these experiences and memories and all these things that we can share with each other are things that, in the book, I want everybody in the country, in the world for that matter, to find their tribe, to figure out what makes them move, to figure out what makes them motivated, to find their instructor, because we're not everywhere. Our SoulCycles aren't yet. We're not everywhere, and I want everybody to find their inner SoulCycle somewhere. So that's why I wrote the book, and that's why there's, I start out by telling my personal story because I want people to understand, why am I in this position to talk to you about all this? So there's, that personal story in the beginning, and then it's action, intention, motivation. And I just feel like this book is really going to help a lot of people, and I hope that you guys enjoy it.
I've got to tell you, I read it, I loved it. Loved it. One of the things I think that people will find the most helpful is you talk about the process of finding your purpose or your purposes in life. Yeah. And a lot of people really have a hard time figuring that out.
Yeah.
They don't have a skill set, or they weren't trained properly to sort of imagine themselves doing what they want. How do you guide people in a way that sort of allows them to see that all things are possible?
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of it is goal setting. There's a setting in there, there's a chapter in there about, I call it line your shit up. So it's, you know, you have to kind of think about all the things that you want to do in your life. But for some of us, it's easier. And for some of us with a Post-it brain like myself, I don't think in outlines, I think in Post-its. I'm not an organized thought person, and I feel like a lot of people aren't that way, which is shocking that.
I want you to see my book.
It's shocking that I actually wrote this book, but Karen Moline, my co-writer, if she's out there anywhere, Karen, where are you? Karen Moline kept me on track. She stayed with me. She gets my head. Geraldine Lucas gets my head. She was the original writer of my first treatment. Lily Newmeyer, she's like amazing, understood my head, but it's like...
Do you take SoulCycle? Have you been in Stacey's class? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the reason why I wrote the book, was to help people goal set too.
I've got to tell you, it's an instruction manual for living your life.
Yes.
I think.
Agreed.
For living your best life. Before we take questions from the audience, I just want to read something that you wrote in the intro, and then I just want to ask you about it. I'm flattered when people say that I'm the Tony Robbins of exercise, a combination of the mindful focus of Deepak Chopra, the exuberant high energy of Kelly Ripa, and the cool sexiness of Pink.
Did you want cool sexiness instead?
I mean, that would be nice. I'm just saying, when it comes out on paperback, if you want to flip that, I'm going to flip it. I'm not telling you what to say. I'm just. I know you've never seen me in makeup before, but now that you know. I mean, you see, I underlined it in green.
Oh.
That's, yeah.
Sorry to put that picture of me and Oprah in there, too.
That's okay, I know. And then as a picture of Oprah hugging Stacey. Anyway, okay, so let's take some questions from the audience,
of course.
Right? This one I love because it's from Orrin Snyder.
Snyder?
Hi, Orrin.
Oh, we're outing the people?
Well, no, he just
they're
put his
outing
name.
themselves.
He wanted you to know that he's not ashamed that he asked you this. What is a real push-up? It's a good question.
AKA his nickname. A real push-up is when you put your hands on the handlebars and you feel the actual push-up and you get down and you push up. Not like...
Orrin, is that the way you do it?
No.
Do you half-step the push-up, or you do a real push-up?
No, he is the most real push-up pusher I have.
Yeah.
Love you.
He does. And sometimes you wear the padded bottom pants, right? I think you do. Well, then you got a lot of junk in your trunk. She says admiringly. Yeah. So here's a question. When many of us try to get motivated or make healthy choices, we hear your voice in our heads. That is true. Whose do you hear? Whose voice is in your head?
Ooh, that's really good. Usually it's Debbie's.
No. I hear her voice in my head.
Yeah. It's usually her voice. And I just said to her the other day, I'm like, I don't know why I ever doubt you. She is always right, and it's so annoying.
When you were like, let's get Oprah to ask me the questions, and Deb was like, I think Kelly can handle it.
Yeah, always right.
And I was like, yeah, I can handle it. Oh, that's a great question. Okay, how many times a week is it optimal to spin?
5 times a day.
You guys, that was a collective murmur.
You know what? I think it's up to you. I think it's your choice. Because some people are like, I got to get my daily fix. I want to go Monday through Saturday. Some people want to go 2 times a day, 5 days a week. Some people are in every class I teach from 7:30 until 1 in the afternoon. They do 4 in one day.
That's incredible.
But think about it, though. Pro athletes train all day.
Yeah.
Madonna trains all day. She trains for 5 hours a day, nonstop.
Everybody right now is like, I gotta figure out how to work that out.
Everyone's like,
I'm trying to
texting.
work out without sweating too much so that when I sneak back to work, nobody really notices that I've been gone. You must have
Yeah,
that
yeah.
a lot.
I mean, I just feel like it's up to you. It's really up to you how much you want to do it or not do it. I think it's for everyone because we have 12-year-olds and 83-year-olds in one class. We have sometimes whole families, grandma, sexy grandma, sexy grandpa.
Is sexy grandpa here? I didn't even know there was a sexy grandpa.
There he is.
Oh, hi. Oh my gosh.
Sexy grandpa flies under the radar.
Yeah, yeah, I see that. So this is from Adrian Fleming. You always have a wonderful upbeat energy. How do you stay energized during the day?
Ooh. Well, if you followed me home, you'd see that I nap a lot.
Do you nap? Are you
I do.
able to nap?
Yeah. There was a point where Deb thought I was narcoleptic. I could fall asleep if we were shopping at 3 in the afternoon. I'd be like, oh, that's so cute.
Are you narcoleptic?
I'm not
Have you been diagnosed? You might have narcolepsy.
No, but it's changed because we changed our eating habits at home. So we, for the last year, maybe year and a half, have been cooking at home a lot. Deb cooks a lot, I don't cook. But when I changed my diet, I haven't had a carb really since December 23rd.
Oh yeah, how is that going? Because that was mesmerizing to me to watch that.
It's going really well. But I quit sugar and pasta and pizza, and this is the JT diet, actually.
Yeah. Does wine count as sugar? I know you don't drink, but just for me and for the rest of the crowd.
It does, kind of.
Wine is sugar, but
It
that's
is.
the healthy kind of sugar, right? Like
Tell yourself that.
like an avocado is the healthy fat. Wine is the avocado of the sugar world.
It is.
Oprah says it.
That's a good one.
Oprah says it.
That's a good one.
I'm telling you, I heard Oprah say that once. Who are your favorite SoulCycle instructors, and how often do you take class?
Oh, wow. That could get me in a lot of trouble because I like them all. I mean, I feel like they're all good or they would have never made the cut because we have a really brutal audition process and we have a pretty brutal training program that's 7 weeks long. They're all great, but I mean, I love Emma and I love Sam Y. Mm-hmm. And Trammell is great, but I've never taken his class. But I love Trammell as a person.
Yeah, you should take his class.
Yeah.
You would like it.
I love Olivia.
Yes.
She's great.
Yeah. We took her class together the other night.
we did. That was great.
We were both we weren't having a great day. And I actually said, I'm going to try to go home and take a nap. And she said, come take class with me. You'll feel better. And
Yeah.
I did.
That was really
felt a lot
good.
better. It was very important. That was an important move on both of our parts. Yeah. Is it Rachel W? Do people tell you that
Rachel's
she's
great.
very familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah. I took her
My
class.
dark-haired doppelganger.
Yeah, she's your dark-haired you. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mariah's here. Is Mariah here? Mariah.
Yeah.
Are you here? Oh, there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
D'Angelo.
Mariah's my personal favorite person of all time because you are living my dream. Because I always say, I just want to give up working and be a SoulCycle instructor. And she looks at me and goes, that's what I did. And I was like, tell me everything.
That's cute.
It's-
I love Mariah's story.
Yeah.
And
it's
I love
a great
you,
story.
Maria.
She's a great person. Super talented.
Yeah.
Super talented. Gorgeous family too.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, JD in the morning.
Yeah. And when you play her, your daughter's music is amazing. Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, is she there too? I can't see.
Sophia,
This is
yes.
amazing, amazing. You're gonna come on my talk show first. Just remember that.
Yeah. The day that I co-host, you'll sing.
Yeah. So, what are your workouts outside of SoulCycle?
I don't really have that much time to work out because I'm pretty exhausted from doing that. But we have a trainer, Michelle Brugal, who's amazing. And I use that Ab Carver Pro, which is my secret weapon.
What is that?
It's like a turbo ab roller that is just insane. It's in my office downstairs, and I just kind of like sneak it in.
What does it look like?
It looks kind of like a big giant tick. It's just like a big round thing with handles.
And you roll it out?
Yeah, it's called an Ab Carver Pro.
Okay.
It's $29. It's totally cheap.
You do?
It's
Can
really
you show
great.
us your abs? I know what hers look like. It's on the cover of the book. It doesn't.
You know what's really cute, actually, is that Emma has been on a health journey because she went through a autoimmune disease, and she's really has such a great story. But she's done this thing where she's done a little special on the Ab Carver Pro on her Instagram.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so it's really,
Okay.
you can go on her Instagram.
I will. What's your Instagram?
Fit adult.
What?
The fit adult.
The Fit Adult.
Fit adult, yeah.
At
Super
the Fit
cute.
Adult. Any underscores in there? I like to get it right. How do you choose your music, and who are your favorite artists right now?
Oh, geez, wow. Favorite artists. Well, currently, Mike Posner is my favorite artist because he just played foosball with him this morning.
Is that true?
Yeah, he was at KT in New York. What's a Good Day in New York?
No kidding.
Yeah, super cute guy. Anything that Jeremy Schneider writes,
Yes.
I love. Love the Biebs, love Beyonce. And music inspiration is, I love any music, and a lot of times when Deb's
Yes.
riding up, Deb does
I
her.
feel like I'm in St. Bart's at a nightclub, and I've never been to a nightclub in St. Bart's, but I feel like that's pretty much what it must be like.
Yeah, I try to play anything that's sexy and makes you feel good about yourself. That's the kind of music I play.
Sometimes at the end of the SoulCycle class, you'll play that song from Enigma. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that, but I just wanted to put it out. It's not really a question, it's more of a story detail.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot.
It's a good one
It's a
because
good
it
one.
puts you in that zone
Puts you in
of
the
when
zone.
you can close your eyes and be in motion but not have to pay attention. If you think about that for a second. You close your eyes and not have to pay attention to where you're going, but you're moving. Super special.
Yeah.
It's super special. And there are meditations in the book that are for that without the bike. Because middle America doesn't have the bike. So, I'm not worried about New York not moving. New Yorkers move. That's why I wrote the book, to try to get everybody else in the world to move.
We all have family members that live outside of New York, outside of the city, and outside of the tri-state area. Everybody, and you see that when your family members go through things, you think, oh my gosh, I wish there was a SoulCycle in, their town.
Well, now there is, because they can have the book.
Yeah, that's true. So do you ever watch TV? I feel like I wrote this question. Do you ever watch TV while you're working out? I watch Kelly Ripa. A very smart person wrote this.
Yeah. That reminds me
Probably
of
the smartest person here.
That reminds me of the joke that we always say in class. Remember the old Stairmaster?
Yeah.
When you'd be at the gym watching live and flipping your Cosmo.
Yeah, that's right. We always talk about doing a show together where we would be on fitness equipment, talking to people at the gym on fitness equipment.
Yeah.
That's our dream.
That's our dream.
Our dream talk show would
And
be
if we keep thinking about it, it will happen.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, can I have an insider info on how to get into your class at the barn at 9:30 on a Saturday in August? I'm signing up at noon on Monday. It just doesn't cut it. This is from Leah and Jess. Is it Butchner? Are you here? No, Buckner? Buckner, I'm sorry, Buckner. Yeah, there they are. Hi.
I feel like that's a super soul question.
I like that everybody is pointing to them now. Yeah, is there insider info? Is there something? Can I give you my insider info? Do you want to hear what I do? Because I also I'm chronically waitlisted, but I think that if you're really nice to everybody at the front desk and you're kind to people. And dare I say polite.
I feel like
and if you pick up your crap and put it in the proper bin,
I also
people
feel
are,
like they love donuts. And they love those big, giant Starbucks coffees that can like fuel them all day because they're stuck on that deck all day.
Yeah.
They love treats and they just love respect.
maybe they can be bought. I'm not saying. I'm just saying maybe. It could get you off the wait list. I don't want to like put that out there.
I wish there were 2 barns.
I know.
We have space for that.
Maybe, I mean, let's put it on our vision boards.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right? So that wraps up our questions. Does anybody else have anything they want to add? That's it? You want me to add? Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
That was fun.
I can say I've had the benefit of friendship and knowing Stacey for 10 years, and I can honestly recommend this book. It is the book version of you, and it's enormously helpful. It's got great life lessons. It's got great recipes. It's got great motivations. And thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you had fun. I did.